dating pool for women is shrinking.
So why are men not confident enough to walk up to women now? We don't chase. We signal like, you can come up to me now. You're going to go through 20 rejections before you get to your yes, and that's going to be the love of your life. You guys will be so happy.
We're wired, obviously, to try to find a partner. But what amuses me is the lack of accountability. The fact that these women do not take responsibility.
Ladies, feminism lied to us and we just ate it up. They told us that rebellion was power, but all it gave us was confusion, burnout, and situationships.
Chances of a woman dating below their financial lane, or maybe slightly on level, are higher than the chances of you as a woman finding a rich man. There's multiple reasons for this happening. I'm laying my edges, guys. There's multiple reasons. One reason is high unemployment rates in South Africa. There are a lot of unemployed people, and within those people there are a large group of unemployed men, right? Because why? Second reason, feminism. We were put into the workplace as women, right? And because we were previously disadvantaged, we are now in a position of getting better opportunities than men. And now women are in a position of kind of earning more than men, right? Or having the ability to make more money than men. It's unemployment, women having more opportunities and earning more than their men. And then we also have to consider the fact that not all men are interested in women. So the dating pool for women is shrinking. Then there's the Indoda Must movement, right? Where we are forcing our idealistic perception of what men should be doing. But when you look at the cards that men are being dealt at the moment, right? Not earning as much, not being employed. The chances of you getting with somebody who is in a better financial place for you than you are becoming less and less. And then there's the issue of, let's talk about the men who are in a position of earning more. Let's talk about the high value man. The high value man is a man who has money, right? And I say it all boils down to money because no matter how many children a man has,
Guys, she just said she's in South Africa, but doesn't it sound just like America? You know, over there in Europe, Africa, a lot of places, a lot of that feminism talk is had. And from the way she's explaining it, you would think she was in New York somewhere, right? You would think she was in another state because it's worldwide. I even saw marches. I think it was in Sweden, in one of those countries, where the women had a march, and it's crazy. It's like it's happening worldwide. But I'll say this: you still will find better outside. But as you see, you have to be sure that you examine her character first, no matter where you go, because it's not as bad as here, but it's happening everywhere.
no matter how unattractive he is, if a man has money, he can pull a gorgeous woman. Those men are looking for a specific type of women. Men want beautiful women. That's it. That's what men work hard for. They work hard for the beautiful car, the beautiful house, the beautiful woman. That's it. So you have this pool of women who are, hey, mina indoda yami must, mina, I want a man who does everything for me, and I just want to, just want to bring myself. No. Look at yourself. Like, most people in the world are average looking. So you have all these women who are 5s, 4s, 6 out of 10s, thinking that they deserve to attract a man, a high value man, a rich man. And there's this huge pool of good men who get left out because women have standards that are just unrealistic when they themselves are not even hot enough to pull a high value man. Like, can we just be realistic about things and stop being so damn delusional? That's the conversation that we should be having as women right now. How do we remain submissive, respectful, when we have more opportunities, making more money than our partners, etc.? And if women are honest with themselves and they have an honest look at their relationships and look around you, look at the men in your own family, look at your uncles, your cousins, how many of them are employed? How many of them are rich? Where are these rich men supposed to come from? You guys are looking at these influencers and the lives that they're living. And trust me, those influencers, most of them are 9s and 10s. We're not 6, 5 out of 10. Like, yo, guys, weigh yourself, hey? I saw a TikTok yesterday of a guy who said something along the lines of women are busy with Indo Damas because Ubaba didn't. And that's another, like, guys, do you know that Indo Damas is actually a trauma response for most women? Because a lot of us grew up without fathers. And so all of the stuff that we didn't get from our dads, now we want all of it from these men. And like, heal. Like, women need to heal. We need to heal. For real. Because we are hurting ourselves by continuing in this mentality. We need therapy, guys. Like, let's just be real. Most of us want a man to do everything because our fathers did nothing.
So true.
Shout out to the guys who are confident enough to walk up to women. The masculinity on earth has diminished drastically that guys don't even come up to you anymore. They'll just stare at you from a distance. As a woman who's trying to embody her feminine energy, you're not going to catch me going up to the guy. You're just not. We can just stare at each other. Shout out to the guys who are confident enough to walk up to women, because guys don't do that anymore. If God were to guarantee that your 20th person would be the love of your life, you would be so happy to be rejected by all 19. So why are men not confident enough to walk up to women now? We don't chase. We signal like, you can come up to me now.
Those days are over.
But all men do is just look at you now. And of course, like, if the woman is interested, she's gonna keep looking your way too. But it just like stays like that. Nothing ever happens because men don't walk up to women anymore. Or they're just tired of being rejected. But it's like, if God were to tell you that you're gonna go through 20 rejections before you get to your yes, and that's gonna be the love of your life, you guys would be so happy to go through all 20 because you would just be so closer to the love of your life. Come on, guys, you guys gotta do better.
She's blaming men and wants a man to get rejected 20 times. Listen, I wish more guys was like me. And I don't say that to brag. I say it takes a guy that understands the numbers. And what you have to understand is a lot of men don't like playing with those numbers because men get drastically shamed. Women talk to him like, oh, how dare you talk to me? And you just said you're not going to do it. So you ladies can let men know that they want them to talk to them. All you have to do is look at a guy and say hi. Say hi, right? If you're not going to talk to a man, look at him, say hi. If he doesn't take that hint and talk to you, then let it go. Do something. Drop some kind of hint that you can come over here and talk to me. So ladies, practice that. If you're watching, every man you see, look at him, smile at him, and say hi. In that order. Look at him, smile. How you doing? I bet you he'll come over and talk to you. If not, that's his loss. I say play it like that. That'd be more fair. But you can't just say, oh no, what if that's your 20th time? That in the wild thing that upset me actually is that you threw G, the big G, the capital G's name into it. Sad, man.
I can't help but notice the surge of women and even older women online pretending like they're not desperate, but desperately seeking to find someone.
Mm.
And you only have to listen for a little bit to hear them blame everybody but themselves. It is the most amusing thing ever. And what's really interesting is how much they claim that they're not there for that purpose. If you simply go to their profile, you're gonna see all types of
Yeah,
seductive action
squeezing
and
it. Yeah.
dancing to try to get the right
Guys
guy's
in there.
attention, and it's not working. So then they keep doing it over and over and over again. Listen, we're wired obviously to try to find a partner, but what amuses me is the lack of accountability, the fact that these women do not take responsibility for where they ended up in where they ended up at in life, and also the fact that they refuse to acknowledge that everything they do is for men.
Don't you agree, Mr. Feather?
Word.
That is so true. And they talk the talk and say, and they try to make it seem like, oh, I'm the one rejecting men. That right there boggles my mind. To get on the internet and lie. And the sad thing is, so many different women believe and they take that and run with it just to find out, well, they will never know because that's TikTok now, right? A bunch of women lying to themselves and wonder why they can't find a man.
Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it really is about these females. When it comes to these females in clubs looking like they go into the food store or dragging slippers in the backyard. You know why it's so much of them? Because y'all men them ain't holding these females accountable to no standards. Yeah, I get y'all men them don't give a y'all probably just trying to wind up on somebody for the night or carry them home. But it really boils down to the man them ain't holding these women them accountable for certain standards. Because it's getting worse and worse and worse and worse. Like, where you going with this? My thing is, you could put on a little hot shorts, you could put on a little jeans, but you could dress that right fucking up with some heels and a nice top. But y'all get on these fade out t-shirt, regular t-shirt, will look like you. Then the slippers them all and beat up. Like, where the y'all going? And then when I step in the place, everybody won't look at me like I stupid or I from a different planet. But one thing I must say about the American and Jamaican gals, they always could tell me, honey, you so cute. I love your outfit. You look nice. Oh, your makeup. They go always compliment now. But it really boils down to y'all men them not holding these females accountable to a certain standard of where they look when
No, no, no. You can't blame men. Men talk about this all the time. They don't want to change. We can't do nothing about that.
they come out the fucking house. You know why? Because y'all just trying to, y'all just want to wind up on somebody. But my thing is, if y'all was to look at a girl and see she ain't fixing whatever, and y'all be like, nah, trust me, a lot of them will fix themselves. And then the next, this a double sword thing, right? Double-edged sword. That's what they say. Because y'all go to them because y'all just want to try line up on them. And then men them, mention I don't care. I'm just saying, but I just watch and I notice or whatever. Just the way I dress and the way I carry myself and maybe my face. Because, I ain't got the most welcoming face or approachable face. But you know how much men them tell me, oh, they afraid to approach me just the way I look, the way I dress?
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
Like, well, many say I intimidate them. Just to, my thing is, like I was saying, they say I intimidate them. Oh, they don't approach me the way I look and whatever. Because to them, I can probably high maintenance, they call it, because some tell me that. Which, and I don't give a but they go to y'all because y'all look easy, cheap, and whatever. Well, to said who dress like that. But my thing is, I be wearing Fashion Nova too. I be wearing them Zara. I be wearing H&M. I be wearing Steps. I be wearing all them cheap places too. Most of my clothes, I might got a nice shoes or bag on me, but most of my clothes is them cheap places. But you could dress up, you could look well. You don't have to look like fucking trash dread. You don't have to look like you going in the fucking yard or to the food store. But anyway, and then I noticed the Bahamas getting just like so. Yeah, people, the one like me, I don't give a fuck. When I step out for me, not nobody else. But I don't understand like how some women could just be like, I don't know. My give zero on a different level. But when it comes to myself, esteem, my character, my confidence, and how I present myself, I don't know. That must be different. Some female, like they don't. I mean, sometimes you can see the hair and all. Like, anyway. Let me get inside. Let me go inside. I just reach home. Let me go inside.
Yeah, go inside because you're talking and rambling on continuously, nonstop, but you're blaming men. Men don't have control over these ladies. And yes, if a lady is going to smash, and that's what a man wants to do, if he's low value in the brain that way, that's what he's going to do, right? Ladies have made it easy. And some guys look at it, I don't look at it that way. They look at it and say, okay, it's cheaper to keep her around, right? They see a woman just like that, they usually try to go for those women. Why? Because they're being themselves. So what you have to understand is a guy looks at you and may feel intimidated because you're not being you. That's what's happening. That's the crazy thing. She thinks it's a bad thing. Actually, it's not good if those women are coming out with some house slippers on. But yes, I say but. Men, a lot of men probably see that as, oh, this is her. And now if she's wearing it and it's not too trashy, I don't really see nothing wrong with that, right? As long as she looks presentable. Say if a woman comes out with some sweatpants, her hair tied, a guy may like that. If a woman comes out in some slippers, pajama shorts, like the boxers with a tank top, that right there is off. Sweatpants, fine. Pajamas, what are you doing? Number two is you have to name how they're coming out. You have to say it, like directly what they're wearing. If you said like, oh, they're coming out with their bonnets on, things like that, guys would say, but still, men can't do anything about it. The Godfather himself tried to say don't wear bonnets. They shunned him and cursed him to kingdom come. But it doesn't work. Men correcting women, they're not gonna listen.
I'm laughing because I literally, before I made this video, I was just on the phone and I told my friend this. I said, y'all swear it's women holding you back. It be men. Other men do not want to see other men do better than them. Other men do not want to see other men do better than them. A man will be in a happy relationship, good ass relationship, and this whole time, his friends are hating. And then him and his girlfriend get into one little fight. His wife get into one little fight. And you see them start like, yeah, bitch. Da, 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 da. The whole time, they just want them to break up so that they can feel like, oh, welcome back. They're like, because that nigga can get a girl, a wonderful girl. How did he get that girl? How is it possible that you got that girl? And the whole time, they're hating. And when you tell them, they're like, nah, bro, I've seen it. I have literally witnessed it. I'm not... My ex-husband's brother literally came up to me and asked me all the time, like, how did my brother get you? How? I just can't see it. I just can't see it. And I'm in my head like, you are confident talking to me about why I chose your brother.
When men see those things, it comes with age. I say also it comes with experience. After a while, men know who to keep around, who not to keep around. But until then, they just have to go to until they learn. You know, men a lot of times don't really understand that they have the bad people around them. I learned it early, and I think more men should too. But you should learn the same thing as well, Miss Rapper. It's the girl who husband left her. The family was on her because she's a rapper, and she has the nerve to talk about this.
The audacity.
All I wanted was to go on a nice, peaceful walk today, but yet again, here I am to complain about people not even being humans anymore. What are we doing? I'm walking towards this girl on the sidewalk, and God forbid we make eye contact or have any sort of human interaction on a how's it going kind of level. She's got the AirPods in, she's got the sunglasses on, she has her phone in.
And all she wanted was a peaceful walk with no one talking to her. The top comment in this is actually probably the best, and it's giving Barbie, okay? In the sense that Barbie has a good day every day. Ken only has a good day when Barbie looks at Ken. I feel like I shouldn't have to explain this, but apparently some men don't understand that women don't feel safe around men. Especially strange men we don't know. First of all, my guy, you were shirtless. I 100% would avoid making eye contact with you. I don't know you. I don't know who you are. I don't know if you're somebody's husband or whatever, right? Like, I have no idea who you are. So I'm going to avoid making eye contact. Also, I'm grateful to live in New England, but there is a rumor that there is a serial right now, especially for women, okay? Like, we have to be very aware of our surroundings. A lot of the time, if we're wearing headphones or earbuds, it's just to give the signal of I don't want to talk to you, okay? But I, most often than not, am not listening to anything. I just don't want to be talking to anybody. And if I'm wearing sunglasses, I just don't want you to even look at me. But I want to be able to look at you. I want to be able to see what's going on at all times. And it's exhausting to be a woman and have to be so aware every time you step outside the house. But men, at least this man, doesn't understand that. Men don't understand that because they don't have to think about that, okay? You don't have to think about twice if you can go out running in the evening or at sunset. You don't have to think about, oh, am I going to be alone at night? Or is it okay if I go to the bar by myself? Like, you don't have to think about that. We do. And so we don't make eye contact with strange men we don't know. Hope this helps.
I hope it helps too. They've spoken, and men already know this. You've spoken, and then you blame men as men refuse to date. That's wild. They do it continuously, and then this happens.
Have a daughter? Please, please, for the love of God, do not teach her that the pie in the sky, the happily ever after, the you made it in life is having a man, okay? We as females were conditioned from the Disney movies when we are literally 2 years old and don't even know what's going on in life. Don't even know. We see a man rescuing a woman and then they live happily ever after. And as women, we are conditioned to believe that number one, our worth and our value is in whether or not we have a man, regardless of how he treats you. Even if he's whooping your ass, at least you got a man. But number two, that our hopes, our dreams, our desires, that should take a back seat. And please stop teaching your daughters that. Please stop. Even if that's your, look, if you have the best relationship and it's the best thing that's ever happened to you, awesome. But let's teach our daughters to discover who they are, to travel the world, to get as much education. The point of living is to live. A man, a partner will come when the time is right. You don't have to chase it. You don't have to put your dreams and your hopes and your aspirations on hold. And you certainly are not less of a woman or less of a person if you don't have a man. Stop teaching your daughters that. Stop it.
They've been teaching women that for years, and we see it. You were taught that, I'm sure. Right now, in the future, is dying because of talks like this, and it's on TikTok to be in the ears of little girls when they hear men are bad, men are bad, men are bad, and little boys are hearing women say men are bad, men are bad, men are bad. So what do you think's happening? You're ruining the future.
Ladies, feminism lied to us and we just ate it up. They told us that rebellion was power, but all it gave us was confusion, burnout, and situationships. In the eyes of feminists, you don't need no man, right? Okay, but why are you secretly craving love, stability, and protection? So somehow obeying God became oppressive, while being overworked, over-sexualized, and overlooked became empowerment. Please make it make sense.
Real talk.
And what she means by obeying God, like the other lady saying, it's pretty much she don't know. She probably doesn't realize she's going against the natural order of things. But the natural order is to get married, right? A man who finds a wife finds a good thing. A woman, same thing for a husband, but that's not highlighted nowadays. And guys see it as bad because they're getting taken for everything they have. We're living backwards nowadays.
Don't want to bring kids into poverty. And I saw a comment that said, what if it is God's will that your child would now be the one to lift you out of poverty? First of all, it is very narcissistic to birth kids and put the burden of your wealth on them. Kids are not an avenue. Kids are not an escape. So no, I would not wait when my child is finally probably 30 for him to now take me out of poverty. I will do that now while I am strong, hale, and hearty. That is what health is for. Health is to make money. Health is for wealth. That's why they say health is wealth. Kids are not something you leverage on for all your failures. That's not what kids are for. Kids are not a second chance to reboot your destiny. That's not what kids are for. Do you understand? Kids deserve to live their lives without a burden on their backs, thinking, oh, my mother who married my father and they didn't have money. Now I have to work extra hard. No, if my child wants to work extra hard, they're working extra hard because of the ethics that they have, that we have instilled in them, not out of a necessity. Excellence doesn't have to come from hunger. Kids are not a second chance to undo all your failings as a parent. You didn't make money. Oh, maybe our son will make money. Then when he's 18, you start calling him, our son, we don't have food in our house. Then what should he do? Start stealing on the streets? You incompetent bastards. I'm not having children to get to be calling my son at 21. Do you know how young 21 is? Is it because our generation we've been forced to grow so quick and easy that 21-year-olds are taking care of their families? Do you know how young 21 is? I don't want my 21-year-old son to be thinking, oh, what should I do to give my mom money? Oh, my mom is sick. My mom is never. If that's the life, then I will shut my womb forever. I will tie my tubes. Kids deserve to live for themselves. I want my kid to know that it's good to give my mom money, but if I don't give my mom money, she's got her own. My mommy is not a beggar. She's got her life. She has her money, her investments. She's got houses. Kids are to come to... In fact, if anything, kids are supposed to be managing the wealth you leave for them. The Bible says a good man leaves an inheritance for their children. If you don't have money, better shut your womb. Put your penis in your pants.
Man, she's so vulgar, but she's right though. And we see nowadays, well, always back then too, the welfare kids, right? They birth kids so they can get more money in child support. You hear women talk about it, and you hear it in the ghetto. And what does it go hand in hand with? Black fatigue. Like people are getting tired of it, but it's not just black people as well. I repeat, you'll find more white people like that than black. Got to be real. But yeah, stop living off children. But I see some children turn out all right from hard circumstances. But she's right. That shouldn't be what you bank on. And a kid shouldn't feel like they have to struggle because of their parents.
Or you're thinking about starting a relationship with a married man, this video is for you. He doesn't love you. I don't care what he says. I don't care how he makes you feel. I don't care what he buys for you. I don't care where he takes you. I don't care. See, he doesn't love himself. That's why he's doing what he's doing. And you think he won't do this to you?
Good luck with your piece of crap.
You realize the mother of his children.
She sounds like she's dealing with a married man and she's pissed, or she dealt with one before and she's pissed. She couldn't get him on her side. That's what happened. He wouldn't leave his family.
That he had babies with. He's doing it to her. He stood before God and his family and made a covenant with this woman, and now he's with you. And that makes you special? Really, come on. You know better than this. Deep down, you know. And yes, you may feel happiness. You may feel excitement. He may leave her for you. You may get married and have babies with him. That's very possible. But you will never have peace in your soul with that man. Is it really going to be worth it?
She's right, though. But yeah, guys, thank y'all for watching. Peace out. See you next video.